Hey everybody, this is chapter 7, user input and while loops. Okay, hopefully my terminal works now. I've been having issues with my terminal in chapter 7, so let's go ahead and start printing, because it likes to take its time. So this is how the input function works. So the input function pauses the program and waits for the user to enter a text and stores it in a variable for further use. So our first one is message, and our input will be tell me something and I will repeat it back to you, and then we'll print the message. So here we can say the sky is blue, and then it will print that back to you saying the sky is blue. And here when writing clear prompts, we use input provide a clear prompt to tell the user what information to enter. So here it's just asking us to enter our name, so we'll enter our name, and then it will say hello, your name. And sometimes you'll want to write a prompt that's maybe longer than 2 lines or a line. So here you just say prompt, enter your first prompt, then you add another prompt, and then you obviously enter your name, and then that's just the prompt. You can obviously also add more. By the way, \n puts it onto a new line as seen here. So we're just going to enter our name. And yeah, so that's just a line that's just a prompt that's longer than 1 line. And now we're using the function to accept a numerical input. So here it's asking for our age. So it says, how old are you? We type in our age, 18, enter, cool. And now another one, as an example, is asking how tall we are in inches. We're going to say 66. So what this prompt says, does, is that it's kind of like if you were going to a fair or carnival where there's rides and you have to be a certain height to ride, except this one does it in inches. So if your height is below 48 inches, you are not tall enough to ride. If your height is above 48 inches, you are tall enough to ride. So if you're not tall enough to ride, it will say you'll be able to ride when you're a little bit older. If you're tall enough to ride, it will just say you're tall enough to ride, as seen here. Or another one, for example, is a number inputs. Let me just make sure this is right, because I had problems with this number earlier. Okay, so this one's basically just saying it will print if you enter a number in your terminal, and it will tell you whether it is odd or not. So let's enter number 7. Okay, this is what I did earlier, but it worked before. I probably left something out or broke it somehow. It's okay. We're just going to delete that and reprint it. But basically, I entered the number 7, it will print the number 7 is odd. If you entered the number 6, it will tell you it is even. You know, basic math. You could make it more complicated. So let's try this one again. Okay. No, so that's fine. I probably damaged this somehow. It's okay, we're just going to comment this out and then continue. If it will let me comment it out. There we go. Okay, delete, reprint. Just let me full start again, just a moment, sorry. No, I commented that out. Okay, it's fine. I'll just explain from here. So introducing while loops. A for loop iterates over a collection, executing code once for each item, while a while loop runs as long as a specified condition is true. So the while loop in action. You can use a while loop to count up through a series of numbers. For example, the following while loop, counts from 1 to 5. So it will basically just enter your terminal and will start counting 1 to 5, each indented on the next line. Letting the user choose when to quit. You can make the parrot.py program run continuously by placing it inside a while loop, using a quit value to stop the loop when the user enters it. So our prompt is tell me something, I'll repeat it back to you. And then the next prompt says enter quit to end the program. So it will keep repeating unless you enter quit to quit. And that just continues. Using a flag. In complex programs like games, multiple events can stop the program. To handle this, you can use a flagged variable that signals whether the program should keep running. The program continues as long as the flag is true and stops when any event sets the flag to false. This simplifies the logic, as the main loop only needs to check the flag. So here we have active equals true. While active, message equals input to prompt. If message is quit, the active is false. Else print message. Using break to exit a loop. The break statement exits a while loop immediately, skipping any remaining code in the loop, and gives you control over which code is executed. So here's our first prompt. Please enter the name of a city you have visited. So obviously in your terminal you'd put maybe Cape Town, New York City, any city you've been to. And then enter quit when you are finished. So if you've done entering all the cities you've visited, or you've only wanted to enter one, you'll just enter quit when you're finished. But if you keep entering, the condition will remain true and will keep going until you enter quit, which will break it. Else it will print I'd love to go to the city and the name of the city. Using continue in a loop. The continue statement skips the current iteration of the loop and returns to the beginning, based on a conditional test. For example, it can be used to print only odd numbers in a loop from 1 to 10. So your current number will be 0, and the while loop, the current number will be 10, and it will just keep going by entering odd numbers from 1 to 10. And then you'll see it will just print current number. Avoiding infinite loops. Every while loop needs a way to stop running, so it won't continue to run forever. For example, this counting loop should count from 1 to 5. So your x equals 1, while x is less than 5, it will print x. Now, if you accidentally enter this here, the loop will run forever. Now, we don't want that, so you don't want to enter that one. Using a while loop with lists of dictionaries. To handle multiple users and data, use lists and dictionaries with while loops. Avoid modifying a list inside a for loop. Instead, we use a while loop to safely modify the list. Start with users that need to be verified, and an empty list to hold confirmed users. So we'll have a confirmed users list. So we'll have Alice, Brian, and Candice, confirmed users. Verify each until there are no more confirmed answers. Move each verified user to the list of confirmed users. So what this loop does is it will move Alice to confirmed users, and then it will say verifying users until each one of these users have been verified. Then it will print confirmed users with their name. Removing all instances of specific values from a list. So here's our first array. We've got pets, dog, goldfish, cat, rabbit, cat. So it's going to print that list, and then while cat in pets, because you can tell cats have been repeated. So .remove will remove a certain variable from your list or whatever. So cat will be removed from this list. So when it prints pets again, it will only be dog, goldfish, and rabbits. Filling a dictionary with user inputs. In a while loop, you can prompt for multiple inputs each time. For example, a polling program can collect a participant's name and response, storing the data in a dictionary to link each response to a user. So our responses, there's nothing there. Set a flag to indicate the polling is active. Proline active equals true, while proline active prompt for the user's name and response. So our name input, what is your name? In your terminal, you'd input your name. Now, which mountain would you like to climb someday? So you can say Table Mountain, any mountain, and then that's going to store the responses into a dictionary. So response name, so it will be your name that you entered equals response. So find out if anyone else is going to take the poll. It's just going to repeat input. Would you like to let another person respond? Yes or no. So if repeat equals no, then it ends. If repeat equals yes, it will then do the same and then store all that information into the dictionary. So that is chapter 7. I'm sorry, I would have liked to have gone through this in a terminal, but my terminal's been funny in this chapter. I've probably broken some code somewhere. But yeah.